Twitter, which was ranked 22 by Compete a year ago, has now shot up to number 3, with most of its growth in the last few months as well. And the person to attribute a lot of that growth is Oprah. She is now Twittering. And since she joined Twitter 2 weeks ago, she has accumulated almost 1 million followers. And the impact on Twitter cannot be ignored either. It is growing 40% a week since Oprah joined. For the sake of this presentation, we'll assume you know some of the basics of using Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Specifically, we'll focus on using these networks to find a job. First, let's talk about what social media is not. Social media is not a one-sided message. It's not tooting your own horn, and it's not self-promotion. Social media is a conversation. It's a way to engage with others, typically those with whom you share some interests. And all of these platforms we're talking about today have groups you can join to share these interests and strengthen your connections. Ideally, you've already started to create a network with us and form some relationships on these networks. However, you have a network whether you're using social media or not. You have connections, your connections have connections, and they are on social networks. We'd like to encourage you to reach out to your connections because it's proven that a referral is still the best way to find a job, and social networks are full of referral possibilities. You're going to need to do some research, see who's out there, look for people from your college, your professional organizations, people from your church or gym, someone you used to work for. Also, research the companies you want to work for. Let everybody know you're interested. Start making a list. Don't discount the obvious. Your family and friends. It's not a time to be shy. You need to reach out to your connections and let them know you're looking. And it's important to update all your profiles and make sure you mention you're looking for a job or project in your actual profile. So if you haven't done that yet, you'll want to do that. As you're updating your profiles, think about how you're defining yourself. You are a brand. The online world is defined by keywords. Think of yourself in terms of these keywords. Specifically, choose 3 to 5 words that you think will best describe you, your desired position, your best skills, and don't forget your location. Market yourself consistently with your keywords and, of course, research those keywords. For example, you might put healthcare marketing, workers' comp, PIP experience in the Denver area. The more specific, the better. Especially if you're not working right now, I would encourage you to start a blog. As a company, we here at Jovia are building a business around blogs. We have found even one voice can be powerful on the internet. By writing an informative blog in your industry, you can position yourself as a subject matter expert. Go ahead, show off, be generous with your knowledge. Also, you'll find by writing a blog, you'll naturally be staying up to date on what's going on in your field. And another point, you want to read other blogs in your industry, add a comment to someone else's blog. That's the way you begin to engage and become part of a network. And as you begin engaging actively with others, you never know who else they might know. Be open in your blog about looking for a job in your posts. An important thing, and this is about in all social media, is you need to be authentic. People want to see the human side of you, your multidimensional personality, all of your interests. You may meet someone talking about tennis and they may know someone at the company you want to work for. So I can't stress this enough. Do not pretend to be someone you're not. Authenticity is the key to social networks. Now let's look at some of the most popular type of blog posts you can write to get going on a blog. The most popular and effective is a list. Search engines love them. So if you compile a list on your post, you'll find that they'll be ranking really high as people are looking for information, especially how to. Compile your own list of tips if you have them, or even if you find them from someone else, you can share them and personalize them by adding some comments of your own to the list. I've seen this elevate the reputation of a total newbie to others experts, and even these experts have commented back on these blogs of fairly new bloggers. Some sample posts to give you an idea might be the top 5 skills needed for developers in the next 2 years, the top 5 mistakes reps make in approaching healthcare providers. So hopefully that gives you some food for thought. Another popular type of blog is the interview post. You can interview people in your industry with whom you'd like to connect, even someone you'd like to work for. People are flattered to be asked for advice. Consider audio or video files or just making a transcript from the interview into the post. But however, videos are great for SEO. You'll find that YouTube videos get high organic page rankings on Google. And what that means is when someone searches your topic, you will have a greater chance of coming up at the top of the page of those rankings. And while we're on the subject of Google, don't forget about your Google reputation. So you'll want to do a search and see, what there is on Google about you. And in regards to the interview, don't forget to ask for the interview. You'll be surprised at some people who will agree to an interview. I recently reached out to the founder of Pandora on Twitter, and I got an interview, and I'm getting ready to post about it. Hopefully you are out networking at events and even volunteering at events. But you can also use this for your blog. Blogging about events is a great way to connect with others in your industry. People Google events. They want to know about them. And you have lots of opportunities to talk about them. You want to talk about them before the event, tell people what's coming up. You want to blog about the event and Twitter during the event, and also share your impressions and insights after the event for those who may not have been able to attend. To become a valuable source of information, and you'll be surprised at the way people will reach out to engage with you. In order to get some ideas on what's going on in your industry and other blog posts, subscribe to feeds on other blogs and news through RSS. Now, what everyone's been talking about at the moment, Twitter. What is Twitter? Twitter is a microblogging social media platform in 140 characters or less. You basically answer the question, what are you doing, with approximately a 2-line answer. However, to effectively use Twitter, it's just not what am I doing right now, but what am I doing right now that might be of interest to like-minded people? What can I share that would add value to the conversation? Twitter is real-time, so think of it as a modern-day telegraph. Follow job sites on Twitter. Follow people in your industry. Follow recruiters in your industry. Read the recruiters' blogs. A lot of times they're mentioned up in the profile section. Remember, comment on them. Engage with them. Retweet their comments. The single best way I can tell you to gain a follower is with a retweet. People love when you are sharing their information, and it's important to give credit, and you will win their respect and interest. If you show more interest in them, I'm sorry, if you show more interest in them, you will get quality followers as opposed to quantity. A lot of times people on Twitter will make the mistake of trying to just get a lot of followers. And when you're out there, you want to think about how transparent you want to be. Sending out a regular tweet will definitely let everyone know that you're looking for a job. However, you don't want to bombard them with too many of the same tweets. You want to mix it up, provide valuable information. The normal ratio is about 1 tweet about yourself for every 6 you send. So it's important to and it's also important, I want to let you know that tweets are permanent. Not many people realize they become part of the Google search. So therefore you might want to choose to be more discreet with some of your tweets and use DM or a direct message instead. A DM just goes to the person you're sending it to, but they have to be following you already for it to work. Some freelancers may also consider setting up a separate Twitter account under a different username. For instance, like Sally Graphics or John Freelance Dev. This is a great way to manage your freelance work, and it can help you separate your freelance work from your regular tweets. You'll also find as you're searching out there on Twitter that employers like FlexJobs are now even creating microsites geared to specific job categories. So like this one for FlexJobs is just specifically for IT. So if you have a specialty, you will find that agencies are posting microsites with just those individual specialties. I'd like to also introduce you to what I consider the single most powerful tool in Twitter. It's the hashtag or the #. When you couple a hashtag with a keyword, this aggregates your info with others in that category. Others searching for information in that category will come across your information. You'll also notice many of the trending topics include a hashtag. You should also use a hashtag when you're trying to research information on Twitter. By the way, if you notice there up on the screen, hashtag #twesume is actually, people are using this. They're condensing their resume to 140 characters or less and tweeting them. So you might want to search that for fun and see what comes up.